Tell me about the foreign market.
There's an old defensive lineman who played in the CFL and briefly in the NFL.
Brandon Collier.
And he is set up in Germany. He says, you know what, I got about 50 to 100 legit Division I football players just walking around Europe.
He's our man in the middle, right between those college coaches and us.
Can you just describe to me what he has meant to your journey?
The one day I worked out with him was probably the day that changed my life.
He brought them on a tour of camps.
I don't know how he makes money. He must have a plan, but I don't know what he's doing.
How do you make this work as a business? People look at you and say, okay, you're doing all this stuff for these kids.
Right.
What are you getting out?
Right.
In 2013, after being released by the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, Brandon Collier had a choice. Quit football and head home to Cleveland, where 10 of his childhood friends had died as a result of gun violence, or play in Europe. He bought a ticket to Frankfurt and discovered the next frontier for U.S. college football.
Walk me through how you went from playing in Germany after your CFL career to doing what you're doing now.
Me coming from the CFL, I was playing against some of these kids that were 17 to 18 years old, and I was very impressed by them.
The former UMass lineman recognized an untapped market of Division I football potential. He retired in 2016 and started Premier Players International.
Tell me exactly what you do over there, how you do it.
What I do is have camps all through Europe, and I would say I'm working in about 15 different countries. I mean, it's 300 clubs in Germany alone. Let's say it's 1,000 clubs in Europe. If we just cut that number in half, let's say 500 clubs, at least one kid per club has college potential, and that's 500 kids that is pretty much being slept on.
For the past 3 years, Collier has been rounding up the best talent in Europe and bringing them to North America. He calls it the Dream Chasers Tour, where players attend college workouts across the eastern United States.
But I think they fit 107,000 people.
This summer, TSN caught up with Brandon mid-tour.
How's it going? Ricky Ronnie, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach.
So tell me what happened when you first started trying to tell college coaches that you could find players for them in Europe.
It was kind of a laugh. You got kickers, soccer players, and things like that. I knew that I can see talent, so if I see it, these guys see the same thing if I bring them in front of them. Now we done helped over 40 kids go Division I.
When I saw the kids from Europe, they competed ferociously, and I was just very impressed.
Last year, PPI's Luke Wentz became the first European quarterback to land a Division I scholarship. The second ever will be this 17-year-old sensation from Germany.
Dreamin', 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 you'll look my way.
You're dealing with great population density, so you've got an entire continent of gene pools.
Yeah, you got me by a little bit. And you're 17 years old.
I'm 17, yeah.
She's close to 6'6", 230 pounds. Today he ran 4.7 with a 10.3 broad jump, had the best broad jump of the day. He's already got a Division I scholarship from my alma mater, UMass.
We're not recruiting the best 18-year-old. We're trying to recruit who's going to be the best 21 and 22-year-old.
Tell me a little bit about what life is like on the Dream Chasers Tour.
You get up very, very early, drive to a camp, then perform there, do some stops to get food, and you get kind of stiff sitting in the van, and then you drive more hours to get to the next hotel.
Alex, more ice? Is okay?
Yeah, wunderbar.
Basically, I wanted to come as a parent. We booked flights and ended up as bus drivers.
You're having a good day?
So I don't know how he makes money.
I'm a little tired.
And that's a big threat because I hope he's getting an idea how to make money in the future. Otherwise, he probably would skip it. Yeah.
I'm trying to contact my family, especially my son. It's Father's Day. I sometimes get emotional when I speak to him in the morning, being away from him for almost 3 weeks. So, hello?
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Everyone's surprised when I say I don't make any money off of the kids. No, not one kid that got scholarships has ever paid me. How I make money is have camps out there, $50 a camp per kid. 60, 70 kids, I mean, I can make a living off of it.
But eventually you like to find a way to...
I mean, someone come in and assist with the project.
Sponsors, those kinds of things.
That's the end goal, but if that never happened, it won't stop me from doing these tours to help the kids. For the people that don't know much about Baylor, it's in a Big 12 conference, Power 5 level. Robert Griffin III, I mean, he's one of the best college football quarterbacks that ever played. I think with Alexander, it'll wake eyes up around the world. I don't know how many Canadian quarterbacks that's playing Power 5 football, but it'll make these guys believe we can make it as well.
Do you ever wake up and say, how did I become the ambassador for European football?
Honestly, no.
Come here.
I'm just thankful God put me in a position to do it.
We did it. We did it.
Congratulations, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. I'm happy for you, man. Proud of you. I mean, it's monumental for a European quarterback. I think that this is going to change the culture forever.
This past spring, 7 Division I schools made their first recruiting trip across the Atlantic. Some believe a gold rush has begun.
It would not surprise me in 10, 12, 15 years if this isn't a routine, regular recruiting stop for almost all of the highest level of college football in America.
Over the next 5 years, I think it's going to be over 100 kids from the international pool playing college football.
When Temple plays Rutgers this year, tell me what we're going to see.
There'll be at least 5 Swedish kids on the field.
Don't you think that shocks most people?
Yeah, once that game happened, the headlines, it's going to be wow.
Honig ended up with offers from UMass, Baylor, and TCU. He verbally committed to TCU in Fort Worth, Texas.
I think these leagues in the NFL and CFL need to watch out because it's going to be a bundle of international kids ready to come hungry, taking positions.